If you haven't watched Spider-Man No Way Home, don't watch this video because it's going to have a lot of spoilers. I'll give you a 3-second countdown. 3, 2, 1. This was something that I talked about in my video before the film actually came out. The fact that in the trailer it showed MJ falling, but when the film came out it turned out that Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man was the one who actually saved her, because in Andrew Garfield's The Amazing Spider-Man series, he loses the one who's close to him. So he doesn't want that to happen again with a different Spider-Man. I think that really highlights how much hype was surrounding this film. The fact that it's the second largest movie debut ever. I think the reason why there was so much hype in terms of the debut and stuff like that is because a lot of people were speculating different things about this film. The fact that it was rumoured to have all 3 Spider-Men, but then it actually did. When you see that the other Spider-Men are in the film, that's when your face lights up, because that's what everyone wanted to see. Everyone at the cinema must have been gassed, probably. I think this was when he was fighting Green Goblin. You can see he was really about to kill Goblin, but then Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man comes in and tells him that he should give people a second chance. But yeah, that version of Tom Holland's Spider-Man, I don't think we've really seen him before. You could tell he's really like vexed and pissed off. This is another Easter egg in the film. The fact that they're all pointing at each other references obviously the famous Spider-Man pointing meme, and the fact that this guy says he can't believe it. Yeah, a lot of people were surprised when all 3 of them were on the big screen together. They probably thought when Andrew said he's not in the film that he actually isn't, but when it turned out he was lying and he actually was in the film, something a lot of people didn't really expect. Obviously Andrew Garfield, the previous Spider-Man actor, is a bit older now because it's been 9 years since his time in the big screen. But yeah, obviously, and the people that have watched The Amazing Spider-Man have grown up with him. I think when he played Spider-Man originally he was around like 30 or something. Yeah, apparently there was going to be a 3rd movie for Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, An Amazing Spider-Man 3, but I think it got cancelled for some reason. Also the same thing happened with the Sam Raimi trilogy. I think there was meant to be a 4th one, but they cancelled it again for some reason. Whereas Tom Holland's Spider-Man is rumoured to have another 3 movies. So whilst Maguire and Garfield only have 2 and 3 films respectively, Tom Holland's gonna have apparently 6. When you see all 3 of them in action together about to fight the other villains in the film, yeah, that is probably one of the most iconic moments in not only superhero history but also just like movie history. Yeah, as I was saying before, Andrew Garfield was insistently lying, saying that he's not actually in the film so that he doesn't spoil it. But it's gonna be kind of awkward if someone asks like later on, how was the film? To be fair, I think like fans will understand that he just had to lie so that he doesn't give away the film. He'd probably say how it was so awkward having to like lie and stuff and say he's not in the film so he doesn't give it away. Tobey is not only the oldest Spider-Man but also the oldest actor as well. So yeah, the fact that he's kind of like a big brother or a mentor to the other 2, trying to motivate Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker. He's like that older brother who's just like looking after the other Spider-Man. In one of the post-credit scenes it showed Venom and Eddie Brock appearing in the MCU, even though they're not usually in the MCU, but yeah, they got pulled in. But then it also shows Eddie Brock and Venom going away back to their own universe, so they kind of hint at Venom but then they suddenly just show that he just leaves. However, they did also show that he left a part of the symbiote in the MCU universe. Mysterio giving away Peter Parker's identity in Far From Home is literally directly what causes this film to happen. Without that, none of whatever happened in this film would have actually happened, because obviously that causes him to go to Doctor Strange. His spell obviously goes wrong and then yeah, all the events proceed. The thing that made it such an incredible experience for a lot of people is definitely the fact that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield were in it, and that's what really made the film. Seeing all 3 of them actually on the big screen together was mad. Yeah, this was in the credit scene after the film had finished. Before this film was announced, it would have been hard to expect that, you know, the likes of Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield were actually in a Tom Holland Spider-Man film, but the fact that it actually happened, it was crazy. I think I kind of agreed, to be honest. Endgame might be the most popular film ever, but for me personally, yeah, the fact that all 3 Spider-Men were together, I think that actually might outdo that scene in Endgame where all the characters are there.